Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam Steele from Hot Post Studios, and this is the last video from this British Boutique Guitar Festival, and this is Lewis, who you have seen on the channel before.
Hello.
Hello. So I've got two things to show you in this video. Firstly, Lewis's new guitars, including this one, which weighs less than the guitar cable, which is made of a wood called paulownia, which I'd never heard of until you told me about it.
Yeah, it's something that the industry's been aware of, but a lot of people have refused to use it for years and years and years and years, largely based on snobbery. And yet, the minute somebody like the great Nick Huber starts using it, perhaps we could use it in stuff, and we should take note of that. And
Nick rules!
Yeah, exactly. Nick does rule.
He does.
So, yeah, take note, people. It's a great wood.
And yes, it sounds like a very, very light Tele style guitar, Tele style. Sounds great, and it's going into the UA Woodrow, which is kind of like a tweed vendory thing. Or if I play above. Sounds nice. But what we're here to see is the second star of the show is this pedal from Brelliot called the TODP. TODP. Tube Overdrive Distortion Plus. Or TODP for short. And this thing is awesome. It's got so many possibilities on it. I can see this being a really good studio tool for me. And you're representing Brelliot today,
I am,
aren't you?
yes.
So what the hell does this do?
Apparently there's a little 30-volt valve in there that the signal gets fed into, and then you can choose the load that goes into the valve.
Right.
And then if you want, from the valve, you can go into a selection of clipping diodes.
Right.
And then you've got all sorts of things like, I know it says cut, but when you flick the cut switch up, a lot of bass and bottom end appears.
Yes.
And makes it really boomy, which I like. And then, yeah, I think the next one is the load switch. That's how much load you're going to throw at the valve before it hits the diodes.
Right.
The next one, I don't know. It does something.
BST, I think it's
somewhere
British,
here.
British summertime.
Yes, something to do with low frequency cuts again. And then the last one, the last switch is the recovery. Depending on which diode you're going through, if it's just taking too much of the signal, it obviously just recovers it up.
Brings it back.
And
Right,
then you've got the filter if you really want to start fine tuning things there, as well as the level and obviously the gain control.
Okay. So let's have a crack at this on the Germanium, which is a sound that I know fairly well, and we'll go from there. So we go. Definitely adds a lot, and it's very full sounding, isn't it?
Yeah, because we've got at the minute the right hand switch up. If we kick that off.
Hello, Mike.
Hello.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. So I just turned off on the bass cut, and suddenly low end gone. Yeah, I think that means I would get a lot more out of an amp before it starts to go flubby. Which, especially if I've got a bass player thundering away, which you probably should. Yeah. Then that's going to go a long way. Let's play with some of the switches, just without changing the clipping type. So we've got the load. No idea what that's doing.
So apparently that's throwing in, where are we here? Here we go. So it's affecting the clipping.
Okay.
Apparently he thinks, this is John Brelliot, he thinks the middle position at 100k is the smoothest and the loudest.
Right. Sounds good. So let's move on to the boost.
Yeah, this is the one where I'm struggling. I think it's here somewhere. I think it is.
Oh, boost. So it'll be a... Right, so it's bringing the low end back with a low end boost after the distortion so it doesn't get flubby.
There you go.
Like it. Hey! And then of course we've got our recovery so if it's not loud enough.
And you could go to 12 if you wanted. You're on 6 decibels there.
Indeed. And that would give us lots. Which for this clipping
It's
diode,
a bit much.
Yeah, it's a bit much. Let's put some low end back. And then let's see what these clipping diodes do. So we've got silicon, which is going to be more angry. You can really hear it struggling under that load.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Let's change it, the load. Yeah, I'm really pushing it. I like it. Let's go for the LEDs, which are usually louder and angrier. You can hear it buckling under every hit. That's a really awesome sound. Let's try the filter and see if that does something very different. Let's back the gain off a little. Bring the level up. Yeah, so the gain's just enough at that bit that it's just starting to duck out, which I like. And let's bypass that boost. That's helping.
Yeah.
And then we've got this two anti-blocking diodes.
Yes.
Sounds scientific.
It does. And there is something in there about electrons not being able to escape from the valve quick enough, or trying to escape, and the anti-blocking let them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's try the anti-block. That's not buckling when I hit it.
No.
That's kind of nice. It's got a very similar flavour, but without giving that thing. And let's try the 4 anti-blocking diodes. And as the description says, cleanest, tightest sound. And then no clipping diodes. This might get loud. Nice. Quite the difference. I wonder how that sounds. There's so many options though that I can do things like that. Sounds big. And yeah, that pedal does a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's sort of more than one sound you can dial in on that, isn't there?
There is indeed.
But I fell into the trap originally of whatever I played, I had the bass thing up on the right hand side. Everything sounded huge and boomy. I loved it, and then I turned it off and used my amp's distortion and was like, oh.
Right then. Yeah, okay, well that makes a lot of sense. There's so many options that, yeah, that's really cool pedal. Check out Brelliot pedals in the description below, as well as Lewis's awesome guitars that weigh as much as a gnat's fart, as well as some that are sincerely more chunky like the Pioneer, and one that I'm going to reveal behind me, which hopefully has been out, well, will have been announced by now, the Lee Fuge model. The Fuge. Beware the Fuge. I do love the flaming on the on the fretboard there.
Yeah, I gave him 4 options and that's the one he picked, so...
Of course, it was the most ostentatious. It's Leaf Huge. But there you go. So yeah, check out LT Customs. Link is down in the description. And that is me and Lewis and Mike and everybody signing off from the British Boutique Guitar Festival number 3. Thanks, Henning, for switching.
Bye-bye!
Thanks, Mike and Lewis and everyone for organising. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!